One of the most common questions I get talking with real estate agents every day is I'm in a little bit of a valley right now. I know I need to go out there and find new business, but the thought of like cold calling and door knocking and begging my sphere for business sounds like completely terrifying to me. Is there another way to get it? And the answer is yes, but you need to understand a really simple framework of how ads in the real estate space work. Let me tell you what doesn't work. Every time you talk about something that is not real estate, you are taking an opportunity for somebody to realize what you do for a living and throwing it away. So if you're talking about like Chick-fil-A opening a new store, that's cool. You're going to get a lot of comments, you're going to get a lot of shares, you're going to get a lot of likes, you're going to get a lot of video watches, but nobody on there is going to realize that just because you're talking about a new Chick-fil-A restaurant or fast food web chain, whatever you want to call it, that's never going to lead to real estate business, right? So content matters 100%. If you do content right, the clients will come in. And this isn't just about real estate. This can be about anything. And I want to give you a really simple four-part framework that if you understand this at a very high level, I think what it's going to do is going to take your content creation, your ads, all that fun stuff. It's going to pour gas on it because what I know is going to happen is that you're going to identify more people that are actually seeking your service, not just doom scrolling. Because at the end of the day, the whole Instagram like news posts, all that's meant to service people that are doom scrolling. And we don't want doom scrollers. We want people that actually want to transact in real estate. So if that's you, then I want you to pay attention to this four-part framework. I want to make this really easy, right? So what we want to do, I'm going to do this in orange so this kind of sticks out. Our main pillar of everything that we want in this business is listings, okay? Now, you can break listings down to distress listings. You can do expireds. You can do condos and townhomes. You can do beachfront. You can do luxury listings. You can do investor listings. You can do land. You can do multifamily. You really can come up with unlimited amount of niches or niches. I don't know what the right word is. A limited amount of niches in regards to listing, but our primary focus should be to get listings. That's the number one thing that you should be after every single time. The reason why is because listings, you guys have probably heard this before, listings have babies. It's such a weird thing to say, but it's true. The more listings you have, and in your market, there's probably a specific amount of listings that you've taken in the past that when you have that amount of listings, you get more listings or you get more clients or you get more, of all that other stuff, right? So the more listings that we take, the better things are going to be. So now that we know that listings are the way to go, what do we do for listings? Well, what we want to do now is we want to create content. And so this can be blog posts. This can be video, right? We're going to do short form video. We can do long form video. You could do a podcast. Podcast would probably be a little hard to do it. You could focus on Instagram. You could focus on TikTok. You could focus on YouTube. You can do direct mail. You can be the king of open houses. Yes, there is a way to do crazy open houses and take a lot of listings for it. Maybe in a future video, I'll cover that strategy. But what we want to do is we want to create all of this content, and we want all of this content to lead to, you should believe that I am your only choice in the market to sell your home for like a really good price and really good time frame, with multiple offers, marketing, all of that stuff, okay? So our number one goal is listings. We're going to create all of the content. The content is going to convince everybody that, hey, we are the listing only choice in your market. And then what we're going to do after we have listings is we're going to advertise those listings like crazy. And I'll give you a few, right? You have Instagram ads, and I don't just mean tours. Like there are a million ways to advertise listings. Like it's not just newly listed this week, like location, this will sell right away, bring your buyers. That's not, you could do that, right? You're just not going to identify anybody, right? You've got Facebook. YouTube is a big one. You could do tours. You could do QR code ads. There's a bunch you can do. Google Display is huge. I see very few of you taking advantage of this. We've got Snapchat ads. These work really well. Reddit ads do really well for listing ads. We've got TikTok ads. We haven't done anything with TikTok ads, but I know a lot of people that crush that, so I know they work really well. And then what we want to do is when we advertise these listings correctly, when we push them out, and look, your ad budget, I know what you're probably thinking, well, like how much money do I need to spend on like a listing ad? As much as you can. They are the highest converting ads that you can run. I'll give that to you again. As much money as I can spend, these are the highest converting ads that you can run in regards to registration to clients in the car. You might be thinking like, well, hey, anybody who's interested in this listing, like, aren't they already going to have a real estate agent? Maybe 50% of the time they will, but keep in mind, like, you owe this to your client. Like, we can put it in the MLS, and in most of your markets, the MLS is probably good enough to sell the home, and you're totally cool doing that if you want to do that, right? But if you want to generate more business, the worst thing you can do is do all this work, get a listing, sign a listing, put the listing on the market, it sells right away, and then you're like, crap, I got to start all over. Like that's bad. We don't want to do that, right? So what we want to do is we want to advertise all these listings, and when we do that, we identify buyers, okay? And these buyers are going to come from, keep in mind, you guys, like these are sign calls. You've also got like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor, all those. If you're actually getting leads from those, most people don't. Those are all going to Flex Partners, which is totally fine, right? But all these people are going to inquire. These are all all buyers. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have really, really good scripts. Again, if you coach with me or you're in our network here at Real, like you already know about this, you have really, really good scripts to identify the buyers you should be working with and the ones you shouldn't be working with. And what's going to happen if you do this right is you're going to start to identify two groups of buyers, right? Really three groups of buyers. Number one, buyers that are a good fit for my listing. So I'm going to say good fit. Buyers that are not a good fit for my listing, but are looking other ways. So I'm going to say not a good fit. And then the third group of buyers you're going to identify are buyers that already have a realtor. Okay. So guess what I'm going to do? Now we're not going to talk about like double ending the deal or anything like that. If you do that in your market, great. If you don't, that's fine too. I know plenty of agents that work this strategy like crazy, and every buyer that comes through, they give it to somebody on their team or somebody in their brokerage or an agent that they know that they really trust. Whatever you do with them, it doesn't matter for that specific home. So we have this listing, we run ads to it, we identify all these buyers. Now, what are we going to do with these buyers? Well, we're going to take all these buyers and guess what? We're going to start the ads process all over to get listings. And so that video could be, hey, my name is Steve Olson. I'm a real estate agent here in San Diego, California. We have a client looking for X, Y, and Z in these three neighborhoods. If you live there and you're considering selling your home in the next 6 months or so, we should talk. I may have the buyer ready to buy your home within the next 48 hours. I would be running as much of that ad content as you're thinking. The algorithm, or as much as you can rather, the algorithm is so good now that if you call out what you're looking for in the video and in the description, the algorithm will find your people if you spend enough money, right? It is that good. So if we go back to our little matrix here, all of our, what I would call cold content, which is this over here, is going to be geared towards, I'm the listing agent. We're going to take all the listings. We're going to advertise all of those listings. To go find the buyer for those listings, we're going to identify buyers who are a good fit, buyers who aren't a good fit but want to buy, and buyers that already have a real estate agent. I want all of these in my CRM, whether they even have a real estate agent or not. That doesn't matter. They inquired on my listing. I'm not going to step on the other agent's toes. That's totally fine. But if you do this right and you have a listing and you generate 50 inquiries from that listing, and that neighborhood, the neighborhood you take that listing is in, like, Beach Colony or something like that, right? Well, if you do it right and you document the success and you do a lot of video and the listing is always out there. Like if I live in Beach Colony, I should see that listing over and over and over on all social channels all the time. Because keep in mind, the more somebody sees your listing, the more they believe you have your stuff together. So this is also insulation over a recession-based business. When people are seeing your name and your brand and your listings over and over and over again, they just have this natural inclination that like you have everything together and you're marketing. And I can tell you, your top agent competitors right now are running next to zero social ads. And I know this because every time I hop on a call with an agent, I'm like, oh, my number one competitive agent is this person. And they crush it on this. And I say, really, let's look it up. Lo and behold, no ads on Meta, no ads on Google. All this stuff's transparent, right? So what we want to do is we want to run this as much as we can. And we're going to use the content to get listings, the listings to get buyers, and then the buyers to go get more listings. And we're going to keep doing this over and over and over and over and over and over again until we hit the goal. It's just that simple. Now, what did I not talk about it here? You don't need to be a YouTube star to do this. You don't need to be a viral TikTok person. You need to be somebody that picks one niche in your business and talks about it over and over and over and over and over again until the next time somebody sees you in a Starbucks or the coffee shop, they're like, hey, you're that real estate agent that only lists homes in Carlsbad, California. Is that you? And you're like, yeah, because now they know exactly why you're different. And that's probably the most important thing in our industry. So if you're going to create content right now, and I missed a part of this, right? We have organic content, and then we also have ads as it pertains to all of this. So we're going to take all of this content and then we're going to run ads to it. And then these ads are all going to go to a listing as well. So whether it's free organic content or whether it's ads, it doesn't matter. We're conditioning the public that this is how I want you to perceive who I am and more specifically what I focus on. And if you do that really well, you may be shocked how many people know exactly how to work with you. So content, organic and paid, leads to listings. We're going to advertise those listings. We're going to get buyers. We're going to take those buyers. We're going to sell them whatever they need and the people left over. We're going to run ads on behalf of those buyers to go out there and find more listings. If you do it this way, and this is the only thing that you do in 2026 and you stay disciplined to it, I think you're going to be shocked at what you're going to find. All right. Any questions, let me know. If you're not on our almost daily email, I'll put the link below in the description. You can go there. If you're on Instagram or YouTube, you can comment inbound and I will add you through ManyChat. Advertising can be a lot easier than you think it is. We just have to get super focused on who we're trying to reach and why we're different than everybody else. All right. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow.